I was really into Oscar Wilde. I was really into... No, dude, no. You read one book. Did you read the whole book?
I read the whole book, but I also read multiple plays that he wrote. I just hated them.
But you hated... So you weren't into him. You just dabbled in Oscar Wilde.
So can I also reinforce why I say I was into him? One of the characters in Portrait of Dorian Gray is said to be based off of him. So he is one of the characters. So I loved the book.
I got you.
And I loved the character that was based off of him.
That was based on him. Okay.
Yeah, Basil is the character's name.
All right.
So I love that character.
So you got really into one book.
Specifically one character in one book.
You weren't even in Oscar Wilde. You were just like, dude, I had this summer change my life, dude.
Can I defend myself
I really enjoyed this book, and the one...
Can I defend myself really quickly?
Out so hot.
All of the other characters in that book were gay.
Sure.
They were terrible characters.
You don't say.
He was the best character in that book, right? And
Cool.
again, because I like that book so much, because I like that character so much,
All right.
I read some of his plays. They all sucked, right? But then I did research about Oscar Wilde,
Okay.
right? So Oscar Wilde, and to piggyback on the conversation that we were having.
So you were just being like, why is all your other shit so gay, Oscar?
I mean,
Why is everything else you did crap?
it kind of tracks because he was definitely one of those like highfalutin art. Like even the character in
Sure.
Dorian Gray, I only liked him because he just said slick shit every now and again. But you could tell like he did gay art.
Yeah.
Like, even that character.
Of course.
Right? And so when Oscar Wilde died, he died of syphilis.
Hot.
Right? And at the moment that he died, his body just exploded out of every orifice with pus.
So wait a minute. The moment he died, the moment his soul...
Like, when he lost that 7 grams, or what is it, 21 grams?
21 grams?
Yeah.
Who
just poof.
was there for that?
Maybe like those people in those bird masks. those doctors.
The plague doctors?
Yeah, the plague.
It's like, who was there? It's like, yeah, I think that just sounds like someone who's making up
You think
another
Oscar
thing.
Wilde wrote his own death?
Yeah, he's like, look, and then when I died, I blew cum and pus everywhere.
I mean, that's basically what he said.
Out of every orifice.
That's the lore.
If you're
of
reading
the death
this.
of Oscar Wilde.
If you've come across this, I busted out pus out of every hole of my body.
And so the point that I'm making is that that kid reminds me of the death of Oscar Wilde.
That was such a wild. It's like I was really into Oscar Wilde, and then I did all this research, and I realized
before I moved forward, I walked it back to where I felt like it belonged.
It was a horseshoe. It wasn't a full. It wasn't a full circle. It was you walking away and then turning around, and be like, all right, so now, yeah.
Man, A Portrait of Dorian Gray is a sick book.
I've you know what? I can't say I've ever read it.
Yeah, man, it was about a dude who could live forever. And he just spent his life going to opium dens.
Didn't all the age go into the portrait?
It did,
and that was the thing.
Yeah.
And then when didn't somebody destroy the portrait? And then
he couldn't look at it.
He couldn't look at it.
Yeah.
So he couldn't see how he was going to age at all.
No, but eventually he was like, I gotta see it.
Yeah.
I gotta see it.
He looks at it. He just looks like a trans activist. He's like, no, fuck. It's like, no. Oh man. Do you think if you were, how old was Dorian Gray in the movie? In the book?
He was in his early 20s, I believe.
And how old did the portrait get?
I think it was over 100 years.
It was over 100.
Yeah.
Do you think if you saw a picture, if you could give yourself, if you go back in time, give yourself a picture at 9 years old, a picture of you now, do you think you'd be pumped with what you see? Do you think you would be like surprised or like, whoa?
Man, I had the same exact haircut.
Did not.
I would, first of all, at 9, I'd be like, well, that's definitely me.
Sidney ever got out of the Burger King's Kid Club at all. It's just a fucking flat top. Sick, dude.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like it depends on what you gave me a picture of me doing. Like, was it an action shot? Is it like me doing parkour as an adult?
I have to be doing something cool in the picture.
Like a sick karate kick?
Yeah, no,
Come on.
don't get me wrong.
Come
that would
on.
be pretty sick. All right, yeah. I guess I would have to.
I would be like, hell yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Can't wait.
Well, no. See, that's what sucks. Is because if you do something cool, a 9-year-old boy is always gonna be like, yeah, that's sick. That's me.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I guess doing something. How about like just watching, just sitting in a chair, just doing what you're doing right now. Do you think you'd be pumped to see you just like sitting in a chair with your hand up to your just?
Man, I'd be like, man, I look like I got some ideas. That's a guy that got some ideas. I can't wait to have ideas and grow up and have
I'm
ideas.
thinking. Oh no!
No, because you almost said a picture of you watching TV.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You gotta
Almost
remember what
almost-
TVs were like back then.
Sure,
compared to
sure.
what
Oh
TVs
yeah,
are
it
like
would blow.
now.
It would blow.
It would be like, I am the future.
Yeah.
That's
oh yeah.
crazy.
I would be blown away if I saw. I was like, yo, I actually have. What is that?
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty sick shirt. Like,
Yeah.
me
No, that isn't bad.
in
In
this
grand
chair
scheme.
wearing this shirt as a 9-year-old, I would be like, that I got it made. I figured it out. I can't wait to
Honestly,
be that guy.
if I saw myself, I'd be like, did I go to college? Just like being like, yo, he's got, what did he do? I'm like, no, I didn't do any of that. I didn't do any of that, dude. Going back, I think if I went back in time, I would also, I would punch myself in the face as a
Wait, you would
9-year-old.
punch a 9-year-old in the face?
Yeah.
Shaner.
Yeah.
That's not now or then would that be legal?
Look, man, it's you don't know the rules of time travel and
What
laws.
do you think that would have changed about your life if you went back and punched your 9-year-old self? Who would you be now?
You know what? I think I'd be the man I am now. You know, I think like now that I'm talking about it,
Yeah.
I may have in the future gone back. You know, now that I bring it up. This is the End Podcast with Ryan Shane. I'm joined by the one and only Sidney Gantt.
Yes.
Thank you for being on the show. You got
Man,
anything
I'm
to
happy
plug
to be
for
here.
these people?
Yeah, man, check out my new podcast. I have a new solo podcast right now. It's called Break the World. I'm doing audio only because I want to be able to say whatever I want and not have it get taken down. But by the end of summer, I'm going to have it up on YouTube.
Sick.
Right? And it's fun. It's I mostly stream a conscious comedy. It's just me rambling about fun shit, but I also do some deep dives, some well-researched deep dives.
Now, wait, if you think you're a 9-year-old, you would be pumped that they found out you're just sitting in a room yelling things into a computer by yourself.
Man, dude, I did a deep dive on racial slurs.
Sick.
My 9-year-old self would have loved that.
Wait, what was the deepest? Now, when you say deep dive on racial slurs, were you talking about origin? Like, you know, certain pronunciation, new words that, like we don't even know about?
I'm talking about origin, and basically it came from a hypothesis that most racial slurs started as just a term, and then somebody put a little too much stank on it,
Yeah.
and it became a racial slur.
Yeah.
Right. So, do you know how what is now a racial slur, Charlie, for Asian from the
Vietnam War. No, I don't know exactly. I think it had something to do with maybe like a call sign, like Charlie meant something else within like, you know, Foxtrot, Tango, all of them mean certain letters of the alphabet. So
you're dead on.
See, Charlie had to mean
So
Viet Cong. Yeah,
Victor
Cong.
Charlie, and then they had to become
Yeah.
it was just Charlie for short.
Yeah.
And then some jarhead put a little too much stank on it.
I mean, Charlie, you know what? It's more Charlie has a little bit more class than Towelhead and Haji. Haji is ridiculous. You know about Haji?
Yeah.
Haji is like, hearing that in a way, it's like, oh man, somebody just watched Johnny Quest.
Yeah.
One time.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
check it out. And it stuck.
Mm-hmm.
It stuck. And Haji, I don't find that as offensive. But when you start putting it into a certain context, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, those motherfucking Haji.
Yeah, it would. If you first off, you say anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there are new terms coming up every day now.
Yeah.
Every day.
So one of my favorite ones. So I didn't realize there were so many racial slurs for the Aborigines.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So abo, short for aborigine,
Makes
that
sense.
used to be not a racial slur. That was actually a newspaper written by not written by Aborigines, but it was called the Abo Times.
Sick.
And it was read by Aborigines. Maybe an Aborigine wrote it. I don't want to say that Aborigines couldn't write.
Yeah,
You know, because that's why I said not written by them. I was like, no, they weren't fucking writing back then.
Abo don't know. No.
Yeah.
So
But then over time, it became a racial slur,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Which doesn't even like abo. It doesn't even sound like a racial slur.
No.
But then there was another one for Aborigines.
Sounds like a refreshing drink.
Dude, let me get a sip of that abo.
Yeah, grab yourself an abo. Make your thirst go down under with abo. That sounds pretty good. I'd buy that.
Save me some of that abo.
Yeah, save me the abo. Sounds good. I
Yeah.
mean, and then there was, I know, I think one of the one I didn't really think about was gyp, like gypsy and gyp.
yeah.
I never thought about that as a kid. And like I used to say gyp all the time.
Yeah, you can't.
all the time.
Gyp people in line. You would
Gyp
gyp them in
all
line,
the time. I just
right?
got gypped, dude.
Yeah.
Like I would say it all the time. And now I'm like, I guess that is, for the longest time, I didn't think, but then again, keep in mind, I did not think gypsy as like anybody from Eastern Europe. I thought gypsy as like actual like fortune tellers that like are trying to swindle you out of money.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I didn't think
That's
Eastern
just one way they
European.
swindle you.
Yeah.
They are swindlers. They have a multitude of variations of swindling. That's what they do.
I didn't think anything
They
like
swindle
that.
you out of fortune teller situations, then they cut you in line.
That's what my part was like. Yo, dude, do not go to that lady with the crystal ball. She is gonna like tell you the wrong thing, and then take your money and give you one information that's gonna keep you. It's like gambling. It's like a slot machine. You don't want to do anything like that. That's where my brain went with gyp, and I still, you know what? I still use it.
It's a good one.
I don't think you can get that mad. I don't think. I'm
No,
trying to
gypsies are
think.
terrible people.
No, I'm trying.
I can say whatever we want.
You know, one of the funniest ones, and I don't know if it's a
My wife comes from gypsies. Did you know that? Did we talk about that ever?
no.
Yeah, they come from Irish gypsies. My wife's dad, her great grandpa, stole somebody's identity
Yeah,
to get to America.
that's pretty sick.
And it's pretty sick.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, he was a gypsy.
That's pretty sick.
That's why she's so sturdy.
But I think one thing that I didn't understand, because when we were talking about abo, that was short for Aborigines.
Yeah.
But all it was just abo. It wasn't like anything with a stereotype or anything with like, a derogatory comment. One of my favorite was Yugos for Yugoslavs. Yugo is just funny. It's just like, oh, fucking Yugos. Like hearing that in a movie, I do crack up. And it's like, I don't know if they're just mad that it's all about immigration. I don't think it has anything to do with them being actually Yugoslavian as much as it's like, oh, fucking goddamn, our rent's going up, the neighborhoods, all the housing is going down because of Yugos. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yugo sounds like a small car, like a Volkswagen.
Yugo is a small car.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's a car company, Yugo. My buddy had a Yugo, and you know what? It was driving down the property value of its neighborhood. He owned a Yugo for a little bit. It ain't good. It ain't good. But yeah, you were talking about to go. I don't know how we are on the circle here. Snot kids, snotty kids. Interacted with some snotty kids this weekend. Could not believe how snot. I guess because I don't think about it. Because my niece and nephew now, my one niece is 28 years old.
Yeah.
And my one nephew is around 19, 20.
Okay.
And then my youngest niece is 2. But I don't see her that often. And anytime I do, regular amount of mucus. I would say nothing crazy. These kids were fucking. They honestly looked like when a meal came out of the toxic waste in RoboCop, just melting all over the place with so much snot coming out of there. I was like, God damn, that is a lot of snot.
That's so disappointing.
So much snot.
Because you want to interact with kids.
I didn't.
Like kids that you have the green light to interact with. Because you don't want to just interact with kids.
See, that's where I also kind of got fucked over too. Because like when I went with my girlfriend to meet her sister and her sister's kids, and we went earlier to when we first got there. We went to one of the boys' t-ball games. Which
okay.
have
suck?
Here's what I'm going to tell you. Have you ever watched t-ball?
Unfortunately.
What the fuck is happening here? I had no idea that the kids, honestly, it was like an amoeba, dude. Like nobody was paying it. I thought, I didn't know what was going on.
No, it's just a place for parents to go and mingle and maybe like get together like some swinger situations or start affairs. Like nobody's actually caring about the kids.
That is an amazing deep dive on t-ball. That's just like stay away from t-ball, man. Yeah. That's how I met your mothers. It's like it's t-ball. But
it's a place you take your wife to show off her cleavage.
Yeah, it's like check it out.
Check out my wife's tits.
It's a key party at t-ball, just dropping it in a fishbowl. But I was standing there, and I'm like watching t-ball, and I'm like, what is happening? And then I turn around, and she does this fucking thing, and I don't know if it's as common with every. Dude, we go out places and we'll be like in a store and I'll like look at one thing and I'll turn around, she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot like.
Wait, you're talking about your girlfriend?
My girlfriend.
Okay.
Cannot find her. Yeah. I don't know if it's, and like, I'm not retarded. I'm just like, how did you.
You got to put her on a leash.
How, dude, I need a bell. I need a fucking bell. But I.
The bells are manipulatable.
What do you
remember when Raphael had to take all the bells?
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
I don't know how he did it. But he
was
possible.
A ninja.
Yeah.
She's no ninja.
One bell. What he did it with a bunch of bells. She could probably figure out one bell.
I don't know. Look, I love her. I'm giving her a lot of credit. No bell awareness on that one. But I turned around and I was like, wow, this is a big, because we were in a huge fucking field. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. I haven't seen like a playground like that in forever. And I turn around, she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just there, a dude watching a t-ball game with no.
Dressed like this.
Dude, wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
You have a Hawaiian shirt?
I had a Hawaiian shirt on. Standing. Dude,
if you would tell me to guess one thing Ryan Shaner has never owned in his life.
Dude, I love Hawaiian.
I would be like Hawaiian shirt. This guy has never worn a Hawaiian. As a matter, let me tell you, listen, I was at the shore during this heat wave last week. And when I first found out about the heat wave, one of my first concerns was I wonder how Ryan Shaner's doing, because I know he's wearing all black and jeans.
I was wearing jeans. I was fine.
I was concerned.
The only time I was not fine. Oh my God. So I fucking yesterday. You ever take off your pants and then you can smell the smell of like your sack coming up off the floor?
Off the floor.
Like you drop your
pants.
You drop your from the floor.
Yeah.
Dude.
Shaner, I think that's a you problem.
It was definitely, it was everyone in my city. It was everyone's problem. But dude, it was so hot and I had sweat so much in my jeans on the way back, like driving back. Holy fucking shit, dude. It was like you could see like the fucking heat lines coming off of it. It was a problem.
Dude, just one pair of shorts.
I have shorts. I don't like wearing them, man. I don't like wearing them. And I'm tired of getting the guff. I'll wear them if I'm in the water.
You wear jean shorts in the shaders in the ocean.
If I can swim,
if
I would swim in. What are you talking about? I've swam in cut off shorts before. What are you better than me? You're not. There's no way you've never swam in cut off shorts. No way you have not swam.
To be fair, all of my cutoff shorts as a kid were sweatpants cutoffs.
That, to me, is not good swim material. That sounds like it's just like
it's not.
absorbent.
It's not. But my non-swim trunk swimming shorts were basketball shorts.
All right. I got a pair of basketball shorts too, but it's just like I don't like when I'm in them, I keep thinking like, yo, what if I need to like actually do something where I need to like climb a tree or get over some barbed wire?
You don't think basketball shorts are good tree climbing shorts?
What I'm saying is I'm talking about protecting like my like, you know, getting nicked up and shit. It's just better to it's more protection.
Shayna, I would be shocked to find out that your knees weren't all nicked up as they are.
They are now.
Yeah.
But what I'm
That would
saying,
blow my
what I'm
mind.
saying is like I'm just trying to like always be prepared. Danny, didn't some guy dive into your car? Were you wearing shorts when that happened?
I was wearing shorts.
Ah, if you were
But somebody
wearing,
dove into your
But that
car.
allowed me to kick him.
are you fucking kicking these pants?
You have
Kick?
no idea.
Dude, I do.
Wait until you put on a pair of shorts
Dude,
and kick.
I'll-
Fucking blow your mind, dude.
Dude, you think you can kick. You think you can
I don't know if you've ever seen soccer. They wear shorts.
Yo, first off, I'm not. Don't bring up soccer in my.
Dude,
Muay Thai
jeans.
shorts.
Muay Thai jeans.
You guys are trying to say, yo, soccer? Does it? Dude, that word hit my head and bounced off. I was like,
Ansley, I can't find my soccer jeans. Where did you put them?
yo, it's like, I need my jeans. Dude, I would play soccer in a full pair of jeans. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem. But, yeah, I just, I was like, man, my fucking balls stink so bad. But anyway.
Yeah, back to your disappearing girlfriend.
So she leaves, and then I'm standing there, and I'm just like looking around at all these kids, and this one guy is like holding like an infant, and he's like looking around, and he sees me, he's like kind of like doing this, and I'm like
yeah.
trying to make it seem like I'm not a threat, even though I am by myself. Very clearly, no one.
What was your
knows.
non-threatening posture? Hand on the hip?
Yeah, just hand on the hip, like yeah.
In a Hawaiian shirt?
Dude, I didn't know what to do. I was like,
That is a molester disposition.
dude, I didn't
Hawaiian
know.
Shirt,
First
hand
of all,
on the hip.
everything was a molester disposition. I thought about sitting down on the ground, like leaning all the way back, like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is sick.
But here's the deal. At least if you were dressed like this, people would be looking at you like, that guy probably wants to fight my kid.
Maybe.
But in a
Possible.
Hawaiian shirt,
Yeah, it
there
was.
is no way you're not trying to fuck
I was trying to pick up them kids. So then at one point in time, the guy was like, he's like, hey. I was like, hey, how you doing? He's like, any of these yours? I'm like, I'm
Not yet.
I think I said, I literally said, just checking it out. Because I didn't know, dude. I didn't know what to say. And my brain was like, wrong. Like, dude, it was like a buzzer. It was like, like not that. And I was like, yeah.
But
It's
you
like,
selling one?
I was like, which one? I was like, I don't know. I got my eye on that one there. Very good legs. I didn't know what to say. So I was like, I'm just checking it out. And he was like, all right. And then he was like, he did the thing where he turned around and then he turned back again. I was like, fuck. And then I saw her. I was like, I need an adult. And I need an adult now. I'm not the threat. I know I look like the threat,
You look like the threat.
but I'm not the threat. I'm not the danger here.
Yeah. Did you have sunglasses on too?
I sure did.
Oh my God.
I had
Sunglasses,
dark tinted
that mustache,
aviators and a Hawaiian shirt.
Hand on the hip.
Yeah, they're doing good. Good kids. Yeah, I was not in any capacity. I shouldn't have been there. It was one of those things where like, but what were my options? To walk over anywhere I had gone on that property would have looked wildly suspect. If I had came over and watched the game like a creep and then was like, I'll move over to the swing set. What? I'll move over to the school, the elementary school where it's at. No, I'll go back to the car and sit in the car and watch an entire game of t-ball. No, there was no option for me. I had nothing. The only way I made it better is when, like, my girlfriend and her sister came over, and I was like, "Oh, see, I'm fine. I'm just a regular guy." But
People are like, those ladies are being harassed. by
yeah,
that
it
guy."
was just like, are they harassing? It was, yeah, I've been like, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to grab everyone's ass. I'm like, it's just my problem. I don't know. I'm not. I shouldn't be, but I'm like out of state. I'm not even in Pennsylvania. I'm in Michigan.
Yeah.
No one gets it. It was hell. And then, it wasn't hell. It was more like I just felt like such a fucking moron because I was like, nothing I was saying was working.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey, where's the snack bar at? They're like, why? I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're totally right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Drinking a Capri Sun, which I was also offered, probably would not have been
Yeah, you don't.
good. Nothing looked good.
That's like saying, hey, kids, look, I'm cool.
Yes.
Look, kids, nothing
I
to
should have
fear
been
here. Come
standing
hang
with
out with me.
my leg with a skateboard up, like under. I'm just here to grip it and rip it. I hope you kids got hand strength. No,
I just got back from doing kickflips and stuff. What's up, kids?
If I had like a cigar box just with like ice cream in it, just like hanging around, like I'm just the guy. I'm just the guy here. But they came over, and that's when I saw how snotty that kid's face was. Good Lord.
Yeah, man.
But you know what? In his defense, it wasn't just him. There was a couple other kids that were just like, whoa, that is a snotty boy. That is a snotty girl. And in my head, I'm like, I don't know if parents are just like, if my mom saw any type of snot on my face, it was like, blow it now. Blow your nose now.
Instant.
Blow your nose now. These people are just letting these kids snot on.
Yeah.
Dude, eternally snotting. And I can't, my head was like, I'm like, hey, how you doing? And he was like shy. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad.
Oh, good.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yeah. Start acting creepier.
Yeah, if anything, I was like, you know what? I wouldn't even want you anyway. I was like, I don't even want you, dude.
Man.
You snotty baby. Get out of here. Not my type.
Snotty kids are the worst.
They seem like they are. You have 3 kids who are any of them snotty?
No.
See? It just seems like you were on top of it.
Yeah, but here's the deal, man. It's like you're a certain type of family when you have snotty kids, right? Like, it doesn't matter what your station is in life. If you have snotty kids, you are the trash version of whatever ethnicity you are.
You know,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules, Shaner. I don't make the. But if you, man,
there were snotty kids.
if you see a snotty little white, like 2 snotty little white kids, brother and sister, you look at them and you're like, neither one of them has their own bed. All their toys are hand-me-downs.
You just invented a new slur. You just came up with stereotypes.
Yeah,
these snots.
Co-sleepers over here.
Yo, these snots move in.
No, the snots are bad.
Snots are bad, dude.
Snots are bad.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
a pack of snots.
Yeah, you see a snotty little black kid. Listen, I don't want to be racist.
I don't think I've ever seen a snotty black kid.
Exactly. That's how rare they are. That's how rare they are. You have to go deep into the center of the hood.
Where are the
They're
snotty
the
black
nucleus
kids?
of the hood.
I need to see one.
That's a snotty black kid. His house is where roaches are invented. Like, that's where they're bred. Like their home breeds roaches.
It's just like a butthole of the world just coming out.
That's it.
It's like, where are they going? Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen. That's so funny. I've never seen a snotty black kid. I've never seen one, and I feel like I'm missing out.
They're out there.
I know they're out there, but I feel like I'm missing
There's some
out.
husky little boys too.
Fat snotty.
Yeah, they are some husky little boys. And you typically have a husky mom too.
Yeah,
The mom's pretty husky.
that doesn't surprise me. Now, do you think snottiness is like a genetic thing, or just like they're just letting those kids go?
It's like a socioeconomic thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a morality thing. It's kind of a cultural thing.
It's a Dollar Tree thing.
Yeah, it's a Dollar Tree.
It's a Dollar Tree thing. Dollar Tree, Dollar General. It's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, I couldn't believe it though. It was one of those things where like part of me just wanted to be like, yo, I'm gonna grab. Like I didn't want to get in there, but part of me was like, yo, It's like when you see a cat with an eye boogie and you're like, yo, I gotta get that. It's like,
yeah,
get that off of you. What are you doing? But that was it was pretty mucusy.
Yeah, no, it's I can't help but think very malicious things about the parents of snotty kids.
Now, how do you think? Now, what do you think is the proper? Do you think there should be a training school, or do you think that you should be
For the parents?
For the parents, for anybody with snotty kids? Do you think you should step in? Like when someone's like, "Yo, clean up your kid's face." Would you be so bold if you saw a snotty kid with a parent who easily could wipe their face? Mm-hmm. Would you be like, "Excuse me, your kid looks like he's melting"? What is happening here with your kid's face? Would you be so bold to like stand in line? Say you're at the grocery store, there's a kid in front of you, turns around, and he's got a goddamn Hitler mustache of fucking snot. Just like running right here, going past. He's got fangs. He's got snot fangs.
So the closest I've ever come, I've actually had this situation happen.
Yeah.
So I used to take my kids to the play areas at the mall, right?
Sure.
Especially on hot days. You know, just take them over there, let them play, let them socialize with the little kids and stuff. And one time there was a kid. He was particularly snotty, and I'm typically there with moms.
Sure.
Right? And everybody was concerned about this kid, and nobody wanted to let this kid play with their kids.
Sure.
And I don't like that. I want my kids to
Play with everybody.
find a way to make it work.
Sure.
Right? Like, yes, he's snotty, but play keep away. Or, find a game.
Yes, he's snotty. Run faster than him.
Have him be it. He's it.
He's it.
You don't want to tag him.
Just stay away.
Right?
Gotcha.
And so his kid was coming over closer to, and I think it was just when I had Finn. His kid was coming closer over to Finn.
Sure.
And we had these things called like boogie wipes.
Okay. Yeah.
Like specifically for snotty noses. And I asked the mom if she needed one.
Hey, you got a little something.
I was like, hey, do you need one of these for your
Yeah.
kid? I showed her like the package. You need one of these? You need all of these? You can take this. You can have everything in my fanny pack.
And how'd that go?
She didn't get it.
She didn't get it?
No, she was deep. She was so deep on her phone.
I
bothered her with the suggestion.
Your kid's face is exploding with mucus.
Yeah.
Just wipe it off. At that time, honestly, if I saw a kid whose face looked like it was, a painting, I would be like, hey, do you want some of these wet wipes? And if some lady was like, oh, no, no, I would wipe that kid's face.
Yeah,
I would just do that kid a solid.
He was a little Puerto Rican fella. They were a little Latino family.
Crazy
Well,
snotty.
she was not little, but they were a Latino family.
Snotty Latinos.
So I just let it go.
Damn.
I was like, yeah, she probably is just taking her break from being hit at home all the time. She just goes home and just is hit by everyone in the house.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Just let it go. He can snot all he wants. That is wild to see that there are actual garbage pail kids running around.
There are, man.
I never, and I'm trying to think back, like when I was a kid, who was the snottiest kid? But there wasn't that many. Like there was like maybe one, and like he was the wiper. He was the fucking arm. The wipers.
They're allergy kids though. They're a little different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like snot. Like I don't
run kids. Yeah, those are like the poorest kids in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Every single time. And it's not. I'm not saying like either one of us grew up with wealth.
No.
Right. But like keep in mind those are the poorest kids in our neighborhood.
Which is, it is wild.
Yeah.
It is.
Those are the kids that like stories are written about. You know what I mean? Those are the indigent kids. Those are Tiny Tim.
They're the suburban legends.
Yes, suburban legends.
They're like, do not go down there. Holy shit, we got fucking messages.
Oh yeah. We put earphones on.
Yeah. Let's see what these people have to say today. I hope it's good.
Hey, Rye. Listen, I can't tell you who I am or where I'm at. I'm in deep cover. You can call me Agent 0069. Okay? Now listen, I've uncovered a document. I think you might be interested in this. It's a handwritten note from Abraham Lincoln. And it reads as follows. Old Abe Lincoln, black out drinking. Mary Todd Lincoln, asleep and dreaming.
That's it? That's the note?
You know what that...
Oh.
Remember how I talked earlier about going back in time and punching myself in the face?
Yeah.
That's me from when I get from when I did it.
Yeah.
That's me, another me in the future.
I was going to say, when he started off, he sounded like You Look.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. That was definitely, that was nuts. That also reminded me of the scene in Boogie Nights when John C. Reilly is talking about the poem he wrote. He's like, you and me by the sugar tree, a honeybee stings me, but it doesn't hurt because you love me. I don't know. I wrote that just myself. It's just like that was a very free-form poem. Yeah, I don't, I wish I knew where to go with that.
Yeah, what do you think he was? Where do you think he was given that message from? Like what thing that belongs to his mother was he hiding it?
I'm deep cover. What do you mean? What?
He was in a snack cabinet.
Yeah, where were you?
He was hiding out with the Dunkaroos.
I'm under the floorboards in the kitchen. Deep cover. Wow,
Yeah.
that was wild as shit. That's the second cryptic message we've gotten. I hope this all does come together. I hope there's later. This is part of a way bigger thing. That would be fucking amazing.
Like a national treasure thing?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, it would be pretty sick.
Dude, I want a national treasure so bad.
I would love it.
Dude.
I would love it.
I look, I'm not the biggest fan of those movies. I'm the biggest fan of the idea of those movies.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I don't think the movies are that good. The idea of the movie, I'm like, yo, this is sick.
Yeah. That was one of the rooms in our house. The kids were playing. It was actually like Butterly had his kids over and everything. They were all playing in our exercise room, and something happened and a hole got put in the wall. And Ansley was like, "We got to fix it." And I was like, "Yeah, but after we get a flashlight and make sure there's no."
Yeah, what are you
treasure shit back
talking
there,
about?
We got to scope this out.
That's amazing. Yeah, dude. I would be constantly kicking holes in my wall to find cool treasures. Any place I moved where they're like, yeah, this house was built like in 1901. I'd be like, yo, we have to destroy
Our house is an old house.
You have to destroy it.
I'm constantly open to national treasures.
You have to.
At all times.
I'm treasuring so
Yeah.
hard. All right, we got the next message.
Hey, do you need us to rise up and still fight Crayon? Because I am so ready for that. She's so fucking dead, dude. Let's get her out.
Crayon?
I told you. It was a weird one today.
Who's Crayon?
You don't know who Crayon is? It's another slur we came up with a while.
That sounds like a slur.
It is. Crayon was a, I think still is a rapper. she's a white lady rapper. In her early 20s, she had a song called like Gucci Gucci, I think.
Gucci.
Something Harry Potter. I can't fucking remember, dude. All I do know is allegedly on a podcast I'd said we should kill like Crayon, which I don't remember.
What'd you say?
I guess I said we should beat up Crayon or something. I don't remember. I don't remember saying that. I'm not saying I didn't. I'm not denying those allegations. I'm just saying.
If you did, what would your beef have been with Crayon?
Probably not, what would we,
Is she hot?
see, that's where it is. It probably had something to do with showing skin.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was.
She didn't show enough?
She probably didn't show enough. Probably didn't show enough skin, which is like a bummer. Because like you'd think with the way these chicks are now, you see Sexy Red, you see fucking, Megan Thee Stallion, you see all these fucking hot chicks just like making videos where there's ass everywhere. Not these broads. Kind of disappointing.
Yeah,
Kind
man.
of disappointing.
I'm gonna tell you what. If you gave me 10 tries to figure out how to spell Crayon to Google her, I don't think I'd nail it.
How do you think it is? Because
I mean-
I'm not even sure.
CR8 SHN.
No.
No.
Nope.
That was actually impressive though.
Yeah. K, is it a K?
It's K.
Yeah, it's K.
It's K. KR, like the @ sign.
Kratz on. No, I think it's Kreyshaw'n.
Krey.
Crayon.
Crayon.
Yeah, Cray. Like Cray.
You're close. I think it's Kreay. Sean.
Like creation?
You know what?
Is she creation?
You know what? This is my beef with Cray. This was my beef. What the fuck is that? Spell it. No, fucking pompous bitch.
Yeah, but it sounds like it might be a play on creation, like creation.
Sydney, you literally, if she's listening to this, she's like, "Yeah, it was totally that the whole time."
Yeah.
I guarantee you're thinking way too much about it.
Yeah, you're right.
You're
I can't help
putting
that.
way too much about
It's
that.
Probably because I'm really into things like Oscar Wilde. I'm very literary when it comes to things.
Her first album was called "The Portrait of Dorian Gray." It was wild. Yeah. Speaking of fucking not showing enough skin, I went last Monday. So last year I did a fucking America's Got Talent style judging for Clubrisque. And it got taped to be played on TV, like bumper ads, at like 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning. Apparently, they couldn't put it on TV at all.
Yeah.
So I went to like the screening of it, and man, I was kind of bummed because the sound was not.
Oh dear God.
Dude, the sound wasn't very good. So like all the stuff I was saying was none of it. So there's like a ton of chicks there.
Yeah.
All just supporting the girls who are competing, which is already a predetermined winner. But what sucked was none of the girls were there when I did it.
Yeah.
I had to sit there and pretend like I was judging women that weren't even there. And I was super bummed because like when I got asked to do this, I was like, yo, fuck yeah. I'll
This is
go
some real behind the curtain.
I'll
shit.
see some titties. This is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Nothing. Not a goddamn thing.
Can I say this though? They cast you perfectly because you look like somebody who would be critiquing strippers, like not criticizing strippers, critiquing strippers.
I mean, I wasn't. I honestly was very positive in all of my judgments. None of them were bad. Even though I did not see literally any of them. And if you want to see it, you can go to clubrisque.com. I guess you got to be a member.
Yeah.
I guess
also,
you got to be.
I would assume that you weren't using actual words, just a series of different grunts, like positive grunts.
I was doing a lot of ooh, oh, yeah. No, I did a whole. I did one of those.
Okay.
I did one of those. I ad-libbed that. That wasn't in the script at all. I was going full method.
I went off top there.
I was going full method. I think at one point in time I did say that I wanted some chick to slam dunk her ass into my face, which, again, I don't know if that was in the script. But like when it was said, what was crazy is it went over all these strippers' heads. Like they heard it and they were like, huh. Like they didn't find it funny. The only time they found anything funny was when a chick was like, the one chick was like an Amish girl who would go on out on Rumspringa, and then one time during Rumspringa she entered like a fucking strip competition to save her ranch, and they were dying when she said that she slow churns butter. Dude, you would have thought that this was like next level comedy. I was like, dude, one girl was doubled over on the table with her head in her tits laughing.
Yeah.
Like that's how hard she was like, oh my God, churning butter. Like,
well, I mean,
I was like, oh, I shouldn't even have been there.
Most women don't really get comedy. So you have to say things. You have to say things that make sense in real life.
I didn't even understand. None of it made sense though.
But they do churn butter, and that's all you know about them is that they do churn.
You know
butter.
what? You're not making nonsense on that.
But here's the thing: women can't dunk.
You know what, man? They can't.
Do you know what I mean?
They can't dunk.
You would have to be like, I want her to slam dunk that ass in my face if I lower the rim job. I'd have to really lower the rim job so she can slam dunk.
I want you to poorly parallel park that ass after 6 tries in my face. and then complain about the fact that you can't see out on the right side. That's what I want, baby.
I want that ass to show up with me to a restaurant and not know what to order. And then ask me, what are you going to have?
Girl, I want that ass to ask me 15 times in a row if I'm ready to go, and then go back upstairs and still continue to get ready to go until we're totally late, right in my face. That's what I want every time.
I want that ass to claim that it's not mad at me but won't talk to me for some reason.
Oh, man. You know what? I'm so glad. Does that happen? Does that happen to you often?
No, I have a chatty bot.
Yeah.
She can't wait to tell me what's wrong with her.
Yeah.
She loves it.
Now, when you say loves it, does she love it because she knows she's communicating directly with you, or love it because she knows she's going to give you, like, she's going to fucking dunk some knowledge?
Yeah, that's what she's like, oh, you think you're nailing it?
Yeah.
Oh, you think you're nailing it?
I was like, some people want to talk because, like, yo, we have to get it out and talk. And some people are like, yo, I'm ready to fuck your shit up so hard.
No, but that's another thing, too, is I don't let things linger and build up and make them bigger than they are. Get them off your chest right away, and if I'm going to fix it, I'll fix it. If not, then you can let it build up. I'll either say, I got this, or that's a you thing.
I'm walking away. I'm out.
Listen, I don't change for nobody. You know that about me.
You stop. I was like, oh my God, I heard you.
You know that about me, girl.
All right, I got that, but I ain't doing it, baby. Not today. Yeah, I used to. I think back to a lot, like the chick I'm dating now. We've never had like an argument, which is good, but like I'm so used to it being like one of those things where it's an argument out of nowhere that I didn't know was like I didn't know what I was doing was affecting somebody. Until it's like already too late, where they could have easily been like, hey, you know how you do this one thing, don't do that anymore, or maybe make an attempt not to do that, instead of them just like letting it build up to a point like, and you always do this. I'm like, I didn't know I always did that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was the thing that I did. If you had just said that in the beginning, we would have totally been able to get over the fact that I take a bite out of certain foods and then wrap it in tinfoil and put it back in the fridge. I didn't know that was like a problem. I didn't know that was a problem for you.
See, I wouldn't think that was a problem, but our issue would be she took a bite out of it, put it back, and then I ate the rest of it.
Oh, yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like, well, I thought you were done with it.
Wait, did she say she was done with it?
No, but I mean, a lot of times she'll take a bite of something and put it back, and then it will go bad. And then we have to throw it away.
Sure. You're batting cleanup. I get it.
See what I'm saying?
I get that. I get that.
I'm not going to let that go to waste. See, and here's the thing. We've been together for so long. We were together when we were kids. Like we were 19 to 20 when we got together. So it's like, 25 years later, 24 years later.
And you still, and this is still happening? Wouldn't you know everything about one another by now?
I say that to make this point that we can't, again, thank God that she's white and I'm black, so we're obviously not brother and sister, but we kind of, if we argue, it's more like a brother and sister.
It's a bickering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're like making fun of it. They're funny. They're funny.
Sure,
they're funny arguments.
Sure.
Or so just recently at jiu-jitsu, she was rolling with somebody and she ended up, I think, not getting a submission. She was like deep into a submission, ended up not getting it before the time ran out. And when she was walking off the mat to get a drink, I said something to her about like, oh man, I thought you were going to get it if you would have blah, 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 blah. And she's like, well, thank God you're at least you're disappointed in me. And, and I was like, oh, you're that person now? Oh, that's who we are now? All right.
Amazing.
I'm walking away.
Yeah. I'm out.
And when I started walking away, she was like, bye.
Man.
Yeah. But then she came back to me and she was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, she was just, she was bummed out.
And I was like, well, thank God you apologized first because I'm not sorry for the way that I responded.
Sure.
But if she wouldn't have apologized, I would have apologized for the way I responded.
Yeah. Yeah, there's certain things that I do that I always apologize for my actions all the time because I know I'm overreacting and then but it explodes and then it goes down. Like I'm the type of person, if something isn't working, I'm gonna break it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna break it and just be done with it. Like if it doesn't work the first 2 times of like me trying to do it, I'm breaking this and I'm getting over it. And the one time our microwave was fucking acting up and I was like pressing the button and it wouldn't do the thing and I just was like, come on. And I punched it and it cracked the fucking like little computer pad and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sorry I overreacted. I'm sorry I overreacted. And that's like, and now and that happened not with the girlfriend I'm with now, that happened with another person. She was like, I've never seen anybody act like that before. I'm like, you've never, what the fuck are you talking about? Like I will break remotes over my knee if the batteries are dying.
See, Shaner, listen, I would like to be around you in most situations, right? But if we were ever on like a spaceship and it was going down and we had to figure out some shit, I wouldn't want to be on that spaceship with you. Because you'd just be punching control panels.
No. I'd be figuring some. I will back that up. If I knew that if the situation we were in was dire, or knew that the situation we were in was the gravity of it, no pun intended, was more than just a microwave being shitty or a mundane thing that doesn't even matter. If it was to save our lives, I would be, dude, you would be.
I'll grant you that. But let's just say the microwave in the mess hall of the spaceship was acting up.
All right. Are you trying to say that I'm going to punch this microwave and then that's going to cause the calamity on the fucking space station that we're on?
Punch the fucking control panel of the microwave.
You think it's
going to have to reroute power?
Are you trying to say that, first off, my whole thing is we're on a fucking space station and they can't make it work? We're on a fucking space station. And they can't do it. We're in a goddamn future, Sidney.
Dude, technology fritzes sometimes.
No, it shouldn't be allowed. Not on the space station.
Well, yeah, in theory.
In theory, everything should be work. We should be eating out of the goddamn little packets.
Yeah, should be.
Should. You know what? See, this is the problem here. You know what? The thing is, I know this about myself that if that were the thing, I would back away and be like, yo, somebody fix this before I break it.
Yeah.
I would say that out loud. I would say, all right, guys, I don't want to fuck up our mission.
Yeah.
Somebody fix this microwave before I fuck it up and we have to revert power and then blow our goddamn oxygen reserves because I was so pissed off that I crushed a goddamn digital pad because it didn't heat up my fucking strudels in the goddamn, I would back away.
Yeah.
I know that about myself.
I will say this. Ansley and I, like my wife and I, we solve problems together very well. I would say as far as couples solving problems together, we're probably in the top 1%.
Top 1%?
For sure. We like, listen, we know how to work together to get a problem.
How far are you guys on world hunger?
On world hunger?
Yeah.
We eat.
A little selfish.
One step at a time, baby.
We solve problems together. I'm like, we have a lot going on. I was waiting for you to just dunk on everything. Yeah. It's like, yo, here's our 6-point plan for the deficit in the country right now.
Oh, that reminds me of the one time I embarrassed the shit out of her. Keep in mind, I was high as fuck. This is back when I was still smoking weed. But you go to the grocery store, and we just happened to be at a grocery store trip together. And I did say this on purpose to try to make her laugh. It did not make her laugh. She was very embarrassed. But when they asked you, do you want to donate $1 to help fight hunger?
Sure.
I said, that's what I'm doing now. And everybody hated me. Dude, like everybody within earshot hated what I said.
Where's my charity?
Yeah,
where's it for me?
But I'm literally fighting.
I'm feeding my starving children.
No, it wasn't even. We were getting something like a quick thing that we could eat. Oh, we were about to drive somewhere.
Okay.
And it was just for us to eat in the car as we were going somewhere. It was not even to feed our kids.
Oh, man. Yeah, and you said that out loud?
I did.
And it didn't go over well.
No, dude, it was like people in lines that weren't even associated with us turned around and was like, did he just fucking say that? It was like, does he think he's funny or something?
Now, I know you were just like, I know you probably just stood there and let it go. Like you didn't try and be like, I'm just joking. You were like, no, I'm making a point.
No, I looked at Ansley. I was like, come on. Come on.
No backup?
Something?
No? I'm like, yeah, I'm just I would stick to my guns on it. Be like, yeah, I'm feeding me. It's me that needs to be fed. The world is me. Yeah, you could have been more crafty though. You could have been more crafty.
I thought it was hilarious.
It's not that good.
Dude, I was high as fuck. I was high as fuck.
Do you donate? Do you donate where you got to fill out the little fucking things? Like,
What do you mean?
So it's sometimes at grocery stores
Obviously, no. But please explain.
What a foreign guy. Fill out
Oh, those little parachute
the
things?
little things they tape up on the walls and shit.
Yeah, nah, man, nah.
No?
Nah, I don't do any of that.
Good God.
I was like listening to something on YouTube one time, and this guy was listing all of the things that meant that people were sheep, and he was like, yeah, and there's people that donate to the grocery, like donate $1 to the grocery store, those fucking sheep, and I was like, damn. So I never donated again.
It just took one guy calling you a sheep.
That's it, man.
And you're like, yeah, that's how they get you.
That's my weakness.
That's how they get you, dude.
I don't want to be a sheep.
Man, that is you
can get
You know
me-
what's funny? You don't want to be a sheep. You got so manipulated by one guy
I did.
on the
He
internet.
hurted me. He got me.
Don't be a sheep, dude.
Dude, if you want to sheep me, accuse me
Man,
of being a sheep.
all you got to do is be like, yo, you're falling in the traps, dude.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm like, fuck, I am fucking up.
You know that money goes right into their pockets.
That's
It
basically
goes
what he
right
was
in
saying.
there,
It's like,
dude.
how they're not giving that dollar to anybody?
No one sees it. Honestly, say you want to make a difference. You know, you grow your own vegetables and then you feed people. You feed people.
Yeah,
on
it's like,
your
well,
own
I'm
time.
not gonna do that.
No,
It's not gonna happen.
no.
But I'm also not gonna be a sheep either.
I'm not falling into this.
So I'll just not help at all.
You know what? That's what you have to do. Sometimes you got to learn to walk away from what it is.
Dude, I would much rather be part of the problem than being a sheep.
You much rather be part of the problem than be a sheep.
Yeah.
Than be now. Isn't that part Isn't that part of being a sheep as well? Because of a lot of people
Dude, what are
having
you
that.
doing to me? I don't got the time in a day to figure out how to not be a sheep with that conundrum. What are you doing to me, man?
Sorry. I just heard him like, Sidney. No, dude, you're totally not a sheep, dude.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
for saying
totally not a sheep
that. That really means a lot to
at
me.
all, dude. You are doing your own thing. You march to the beat of your own drum.
That's all I want people to say.
Dude, you're Sidney's the type of guy, honestly, man, he does for him the only way, dude. He's like, honestly, so independent. Is there some person who's left of the herd? It's Sidney.
That's me.
Without a doubt, man. He's out of step with
Yeah, I
the
go
flock.
left.
It's pretty sick. It's like, there's one person who could never be like, he watched, sure, people have said, don't do this on YouTube, and he's not done it. But he's found out his own way not to do it.
Yeah,
You
because nobody
found
else
out-
listens to that guy.
Nobody. I'm the only one.
Everybody else hates that guy. Yeah, I found Hitler's YouTube page.
It's like, dude, I'm telling you right now, pretty wild shit. It's pretty good. When you get past a lot of it, it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Good God. Did you see that fucking, that new dinosaur they found?
Is it, in Nevada or something? Where did they find that?
Yeah, they found this new fucking dinosaur that is, and again, it's like, when you talk about like, oh, this is just like, this is media lying to you.
Yeah.
They're doing it all for Pride Month. They found,
They found a gay
they
dinosaur.
found the gayest dinosaur ever.
A Velocifactor.
Low T-Rex.
Low T-Rex.
But honestly, they found this like Triceratops
Oh,
that
I thought it was
has
going to be a blow-a-guysaur.
a megasaurus. Oh man, these dino puns. But they found this gay triceratops. Danny, can you find it? It's the one with all the fucking. It's the most ornate. It has there. Yeah, they're calling it the most ornate triceratops ever, because the functions of the horns on the back really don't serve anything other than decoration.
To look fierce.
Just to look good. And they're saying that it blows their mind because it's one of the first dinosaurs to have like non-functioning things that really don't serve a purpose at all.
What's that? Loceratops?
Loceratops? Fraginormus? Is it an entirely new dinosaur, previously undiscovered?
Like it's saying yas.
Yeah, it
it
does not.
That's terrible.
It is a gay painting.
It is.
I honestly, it was crazy because when they put the one sculpture of it up, they like built like some sort of fucking replica of what it was, and they painted the horns like toenails. And I was like, man, it's just so gay.
Yeah, I think those top horns are for spreading butt cheeks. Those are spreaders.
Those are the other ones another dinosaur grabs onto and is fucking just slamming it from behind. It's like just the gay dinosaur.
Yeah, some handlebars.
Man,
handlebars.
It's seriously. I did not know that. I do think, though, I will say this, it is amazing we are discovering new dinosaurs regardless of sexual orientation.
Wait, so what do you mean they discovered it? They discovered its bones? Or they just drew this picture? So, this could be a dinosaur. Look, I bet a dinosaur could look like this.
Just some guys like, you know what? We don't have enough representation. No, they found the fucking dumb fossils in, outside of, where the fuck was it? I don't remember where it was, but it was all over the news the other day. And I was like, oh, they're like, yeah, it's one of the first dinosaurs ever to have ornate head coverings that do not serve a purpose. And the one guy they were interviewing was like, it's amazing that this dinosaur looks this way. Like, they just picked up the gayest paleontologist
I don't watch
they could.
the news for the entirety of Pride Month.
Real.
Because all the news is like, did you know this was also gay? That's all it is. The whole entire month was like, Jesus was gay. It's like, stop. Where are you finding all this gay information every year in June? How is that possible? It doesn't make any sense, man.
You know what? There is going to be a time where I do find Pride Month funny in the way that everyone goes super hard with it. And then July shows up and it's just like, everybody's just like, oh, yeah. I don't talk about it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm I'm like in my older age, I'm becoming like a gay racist.
A gayist?
Yeah.
Man.
Because nobody talks about how violent they are. You know what I'm talking about. Dude, the gays in Philly are scary, man. Especially during Gay Pride Month.
Yeah, I mean, that gay dinosaur that's found isn't helping out the cause. This is the end podcast. No, we'll go into your gay theories of the gay terror. Wait, what do you mean by gay? Like, how scary are you talking?
Dude, gay people fight each other all the time.
Yeah, they're
constantly, they're gay bangers.
Make sure you call the hotline, 833-443-5300. We're going to switch over to Patreon. Sidney, thank you so much for being on the show.
Man. Thank you for having me.
Anything else you want? One more, John?
Yeah, and I don't even think I said the name of the podcast. It's called Break the World with Sidney Gantt. So check that out. It's on all audio streaming platforms. Break the World. Episode 5, we do a deep dive on truck nuts. Get into it. It's a good time.
Fantastic. We're going to switch over to Patreon. Thank you so much. Later.